In the dusty heart of a Nigerian city, where luxury towers stood beside slums, lived a 16-year-old girl named Zina. She wasn't a thief, nor a beggar, just invisible. Life had crushed her under its weight. After her father vanished and her mother fell ill, Zina dropped out of school to collect bottles and scrap metal. She lived under a bridge, ate once a day, and dreamed of nothing more than a warm bed. Yet through it all, her mother's last words never left her. No matter how broken the world is, never let it break your values. One scorching afternoon, the usual noise of the city was shattered by a sharp screech of tires and a thunderous crash. A sleek black SUV had plowed into a light pole, its windshield cracked and smoke curling from under the hood. Bystanders rushed in, some filming, others shouting, the chaos swelling in the heat. Zina stood at a distance, half hidden in the crowd, her face unreadable. As medics pulled the unconscious driver into the ambulance and the onlookers began to scatter, something glimmered near the curb. It was a thick, golden wallet, peeking from beneath dust and broken glass. With trembling hands, Zina stepped forward and picked it up. Zina ducked into a quiet alley, her heart thudding like a drum in her chest. She crouched behind a dumpster, her fingers fumbling as she opened the wallet. Inside were neat stacks of naira, a glossy gold credit card, and a high-ranking ID. Her eyes widened. She had never seen this much money up close, let alone held it. For a moment, the world around her fell silent. Hunger and desperation clawed at her. She clutched the wallet to her chest, caught in a war between need and something deeper, something that told her this wasn't the way. Her eyes widened. She had never seen this much money up close, let alone held it. For a moment, the world around her fell silent. Hunger and desperation clawed at her. She clutched the wallet to her chest, caught in a war between need and something deeper, something that told her this wasn't the way. Zina's thoughts twisted how easy it would be to disappear with this money. But the weight of the gold in her hands was also the weight of guilt. With eyes stinging from sun and shame, she stood, her decision made. No matter how poor she was, she would return what didn't belong to her. The walk to the address on the ID felt endless. She followed the road, her bare feet dusty and sore while expensive cars zoomed past her. Eventually, she reached towering iron gates crowned with golden details, so grand they looked unreal. She hesitated before stepping forward. The guards at the front laughed when they saw her, a ragged girl holding a wallet that clearly didn't belong to her. But she stood her ground, eyes firm, saying she had something to return. The gates creaked open slowly, curiosity tugging behind the guard's eyes. Inside the mansion, Chief Okonkwo sat on a plush sofa, his head wrapped in a bandage, eyes weary. When Zina was brought before him, she hesitated, then held out the wallet with both hands. The chief stared at it, stunned. A long silence passed. Then something in his face softened. "You brought it back?" he asked as if he couldn't believe it. Slowly he stood and pulled her into a gentle embrace. In a world that often punished the weak, her honesty had pierced something powerful. The guards looked on, speechless. The next day, the story went viral. News outlets called her the girl with the golden soul. But more importantly, the chief offered her mother medical care, gave Zina a place in his home, and promised to send her back to school. Zina and her mother were given a small but cozy room inside the mansion. Her mother found work in the kitchen, and Zina, now dressed in a clean school uniform, was enrolled at a nearby school. For the first time, she had her own bed, her own books, her own toothbrush. She would often stand by the window at night, watching the moonlight paint silver trails on the floor, wondering if this was all real. The mansion no longer felt like a dream. One evening, just as the sun slipped away and the compound lights flickered on, A veiled woman appeared at the mansion gate. She handed a sealed envelope to the guard and disappeared into the dark. Zina opened it under candlelight in her room. Her fingers trembled as she read the letter inside, written by someone claiming to be her father. "I never stopped looking for you," it said. "They kept you hidden from me." 1,000 questions rose in her chest, but deep down, something told her it might be true. Zina brought the letter to Chief Okonkwo, whose calm expression turned cold the moment he saw the handwriting. He took her to his study, unlocked a drawer, and pulled out files, photos, and records. Together, they pieced together a buried truth. An accountant in the chief's business had betrayed them both, forging papers and siphoning money. Years ago, Zina's father had been framed, exiled, and silenced. The trail of lies had buried him, and almost buried Zina too. But now the truth had claws, and it was ready to rise. Weeks later, beneath the branches of the mansion's courtyard tree, Zina met the man from the letter. His eyes, tearful and tender, matched hers. He embraced her like someone who had waited an eternity. Her mother stood nearby, a soft smile on her face. Chief Okonkwo watched from a distance, proud. The family that had been torn apart was finally whole again. Zina's story had begun in silence and shadow, but now her laughter echoed through the mansion walls. She had returned the wallet, and in doing so, had reclaimed her future.